Revolgy. We are Google partner. Right now we are broadcasting. Okay. Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Bob Dohnal. I am founder of Revolgy, a Google Premier partner in Europe and the whole EMEA. Today we have one topic which is quite important as Google introduce their new brand, a new name for their productivity suite, which is called Google Workspace, formerly Google G Suite. And today we will discuss, what kind of transition is front of all the existing customers. We have Miroslav here and Jakub. So Miro, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, thank you for having me. My name is Miroslav, you can call me Miro. I am a CEO of Revolgy, and I've been working with the Google Cloud ecosystem for already almost 8 years.
Okay, hi, nice to be here. My name is Jakub. I'm in Revolgy. I'm a Google Workspace sales lead. I am a huge fan of G Suite for a long time. I have been in Revolgy for about almost 2 years by now.
Thank you, guys. So before we will jump to the details of all the transition, just 2 comments from my side. The webinar is being recorded, so you don't have to take any screenshots or notes. We will share the recording link to you afterwards. And also, if you would have any kind of questions, do not hesitate to ask in the comment section on YouTube. And we would be happy to answer your question either during or at the end. We have Q&A part of the webinar. So what you will learn today, so we will go through a couple of topics. At the first, it's about what is the change about? Is it just a branding or is something more? We will compare the existing G Suite subscription versus the new Google Workspace from the existing client or customer's perspective. Then we will go through a couple of scenarios. So I'm on G Suite subscription X, and what is the best option for me? So how should I do that? When the changes happen, because Google is pushing for the transition all the customers, and what kind of actions are required from my side. And at the end, as I said already, the Q&A session. So additional comment, you will hear a lot of SKUs from our side. So what it stands for, what is the SKU? It means stock keeping unit. It's a typical term which is used in the business area. So it means what do you actually see on your invoice if you are buying and using Google G Suite or Workspace. So it's like the term which is used in the business. So just to understand for your understanding what we're gonna be talking about.
So it's funny fact, this is coming from the physical world, but is heavily used in the digital world.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. So we know it from the grocery stores on all the items in the shelf. The SKU is basically the piece of the goods we are buying. So let's jump on the first topic. What is the change about, guys? Jakub, can you quickly introduce what is the change about?
Okay, so basically during this year, Google has seen a massive adoption of G Suite connected with the whole COVID crisis. Most of the workforce moved to remote work, remote office, and Google had the opportunity to release features basically on a daily basis. So this year we have seen a huge jump for all the subscriptions of G Suite in terms of functionalities. Also, Google has had massive insights into the adoption and what actually each businesses use, what is important, which features are important for them. And one of the learnings that Google got from this is that it needs to become more flexible. So in the past, that G Suite had 3 types of licenses. And Google learned that it's not being flexible enough with its offering. So in Google Workspace, it's giving its clients much more flexibility how to tailor Google Workspace experience and functionalities for individual user groups in their company.
I think it's important to mention that we have seen in last couple of months, maybe even a year, like a natural inclination of our customers to like very similar patterns of the feature sets and the needs that they need to satisfy with the G Suite at that time. So I think that this reaction from the Google Cloud team is exactly at the right spot, helping with these two new families of SKUs to match the client needs and their different expectations from this service.
Also, maybe one more thing to mention is that actually this year the demand from the clients changed a bit, because in the past most of the clients were interested either in G Suite Business or G Suite Basic. This year we had a massive increase in demand of the G Suite Enterprise because of the security features. The reason is the IT department inside companies does not have the traditional perimeter from which they can secure their IT. So this Google concept, zero security, and securing the individual accounts, which is most present in the enterprise features, is actually this year is the highlight, and this is what we see from the clients, the demand in this.
Okay, thank you, guys. So there might be a little bit of confusion because for the customers, because the business version and enterprise version was here even with the G Suite before, So maybe explain what we mean by the families. What is the difference on the Google G Suite Business or Enterprise and Workspace Business and Enterprise? What do you mean by the families?
Okay, so the family is actually a group of licenses. So as I said, we used to have 3 types of licenses. Now on the right side, you can see that we have many. They are grouped into 2 families. One is Google Workspace Business family, including the Google Workspace Essentials, which is on the top. And the second is Google Workspace Enterprise. Each of these families, as Google calls them, you have 4 licenses. And the important change, something which changes a lot from the previous or legacy G Suite, is that within the same family, meaning within business or within enterprise, you can actually divide users into different types of licenses without any limitations. So you can, in the past, there have been strict limits on how you can do this. Now you can have just a small group of users on one kind of license, on one type of license, and the rest on the other one.
Okay. Thank you, Jakub. So if you can maybe a little bit elaborate, maybe Miro, about what is the difference between the versions or the SKUs families which we have today? What is the like the key elements based on which the customers should actually start thinking about their needs and how they should choose the new appropriate version of the workspace for them?
Yeah, there is, as you can probably imagine, multiple different set of needs, but the major ones are the ones which are related to the actual need of the storage space per user that our organization or the different organizational units needs. In the business plan, that's one of the differentiation of starter, standard, and the business plus. Another one is the number of the actual participants in the video meetings that you need to have at the same time on the same Google Meet, and the need of the recording, which is one of the features that we have a lot of, I would say, demand about, and also some advanced security features and security controls for the Business Plus, which is slightly bringing us towards the enterprise family.
Okay, I understand.
If I could comment more, actually, one of the important things and misconceptions we see with our clients is about the storage, as Miro mentioned. Because now with the Business Standard and Business Plus, it is important to understand that the storage is actually pooled. So if you see 2 terabytes cloud storage per user, for example, for Business Standard, if I have 10 users, that would mean for the whole organization, I have 20 terabytes. So if one user uses only half a terabyte, the other ones get the extra 1.5. And I think Google has actually had good insight on what organizations, how much of the unlimited storage they use in the previous G Suite plans. And basically, Revolgy has somewhere around, I believe, 1,700 corporate clients. And we found precisely three companies that have trouble with this. So okay. I think this is not really a limitation. It's just it's just a bit of change, but not really affecting most of the companies.
Excellent. That's a great point about the quota limits and the storage, how it works. Because I remember there was like a hot topic a certain time ago, and before the Google introduced the unlimited version of the storage and the plans. So that's a great point about it. So, but what we don't see on the offering currently, which is like the screenshot from a Google website, there is no the essential family or essential SKUs. Can you, Jacob, tell us more about the essential? What is it about, and how the customers can actually start thinking about it?
Yes, so essential SKU, it has its counterpart also in the enterprise family, and basically it has similar features to business standard, except for one really big difference: it doesn't have Gmail functionality. The reason is it's mainly aimed at either frontline workforce which does not need to use Gmail; they communicate over chat or Google Meet. Or the second is that the company has its own emailing solution. We actually have some clients which do have their own emailing solution, and they still need a collaboration tool for the storage and also for the editors like docs and sheets.
Okay, excellent. I understand. So maybe let's dive more into details of like practical scenarios. So we have a couple of examples here, like the generic one. On the next slide, we will go into like practical ones. So if we can start with the scenario E, Jacob, your turn.
Okay. So scenario A basically applies to everybody who is on a flexible plan. What will happen if you take no action is that Google will at some time between mid-January till end of March will change your G Suite plan to Google Workspace. Now it has criteria upon which Google will decide to which plan will they migrate you to. In a nutshell, if you are at an enterprise, they will migrate you again to Enterprise Plus, which is the top tier license. If you're on G Suite Basic, they will migrate you. If you are under 300 seats, as there is written, they will migrate you to G Suite. Google Workspace Business Starter. With the G Suite Business, it's a bit more tricky. It depends if you have Vault enabled or not. If you have it disabled, they will migrate you to Google Workspace Business Standard, which is quite similar and exactly the same in terms of pricing. If you have Vault enabled, they will migrate you to Google Workspace Business Plus.
Okay, so once more again for me to understand, in the simple terms, if I'm on a basic, like G Suite Basic, so this is what I currently have, the Google will switch me automatically into the Business Starter.
If you have less than 300 seats.
Exactly. This is very important cap. They implemented, and this is basically this is where it decides standardly for most clients whether you belong to the business family of licenses or enterprise. Any company under 300 licenses can choose to be on business. All companies above 300 licenses need to choose one of the enterprise plans.
Okay,
it is important to say, sorry, just one more thing. It is important to say any company under 300 licenses can also go to the enterprise plan because of the features. Just make the list complete.
That's the small title there, below the pricing table, saying that if you are the business and the starter is limited to 300 users, 300 seats. Is it the same also for the essential?
Yes, it is the same for essentials. So if you are above 300, you will need to choose Enterprise Essentials, which has very similar functionalities and additional security layer.
Okay, so whatever I have, if I have more than 300 seats or 300 employees using G Suite, I will go directly to one of the enterprise SKUs. That's correct.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, got it. Thanks. So the scenario B.
Maybe to get back to the recommendation, which is important. So I think this is true for all the scenarios. So please do not be passive and do not wait. Be the one who is proactive, who has the actual situation under control. And we strongly encourage you not to wait till what will happen, but to be active and to reach out and to find your options, evaluate your options, and make your own conscious decision what you want to do with your subscription.
Excellent. Thank you. That's a good recommendation for all these scenarios, as you said. So scenario B. So I have a committed contract now with Google. So it means that I'm on a committed annual contract with Google for a certain time. So what options I have and what should I do? Jacob.
Okay, so the first and important thing is to say Google will honor the commitment. So until your commitment ends, you can stay at the same G Suite plan you are committed to at the same price, and you are safe from any change. The important thing to know is that before the commitment ends, or after it ends, you will be prompted to choose a new Google Workspace plan. If you don't take action quickly enough, Google will do it for you again, as we described. You still have the option, though, to break a commitment and choose a Google Workspace plan that works for you. Obviously, Google would prefer then that you enter into commitment. But if there are some features in the new Google Workspace feature set that you are interested in, it could be, for example, the Google Meet recording, which is very popular nowadays. So you have the option, and then it's a matter of either trying to contacting Google directly or going through your partner and asking for the arrangement of this.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So scenario B, I think we touched it already within the discussion. So I have more than 300 seats. So it means that whatever I have currently, I need to choose one of the SKUs out of the enterprise family, and not wait for the Google or the others actually to choose on behalf of them, or on behalf of me, but be proactive and start looking what is the best option for me.
Exactly. There are actually quite a lot of options what you can do if you're over 300 seats. It could be also just committing for 1 year and staying on G Suite for 1 year more. Be okay with missing out on the features. And I would encourage the clients to discover the feature set of individual plans, and then just making the pros and cons, making also the calculations in terms of price, because one thing important is that Google has introduced a massive discounting campaign connected with the Google Workspace migration. It is valid only in Q1 of next year, until Q1 of next year. So I would encourage to don't wait and leave it to chance, or just take action now.
Yeah, I think it's also important, besides just considering the pros and cons, to think through what's your strategy of the business for the following years, because the communication and collaboration stack is at the end of the day something which even nowadays especially is helping you to guide the business together, and it's like a business operating system. So there is a lot of interesting features which are coming to the new Workspace Enterprise, being it no-code platforms and some other stuff, which can really help you with the business drive of your company, and also, as Jakub already mentioned, with this zero trust approach towards the security.
Actually, to follow up on what you said, as Google introduced really a lot of features into Google Chat and Google Meet this year, I know a lot of companies some time ago chose other platforms either for chat or for video conferencing. So I would encourage the clients who are on other platforms to really have a look now, see if what is already included in the G Suite offer or eventually Google Workspace offer will not work the same or better for you, and the whole total cost of ownership of the communication and collaboration can be decreased by that.
Yes, I think we, as a Revolution, we upgraded to the Enterprise Plus as well. That's correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Because of all the feature set, which is super valuable for us as we are becoming more and more remote company. Yeah. So let's go to a practical example. So these are real customers of ours. So projects which we selected a couple of them from several sizes of the customers to better explain what is actually the customers are choosing, what our customers actually choosing in reality. So let's start with the first one, the fintech customer. Miro, your turn.
Yeah, so this particular customer, it's interesting example because the company is 125 seats. Previously, they were using G Suite Business subscription, but considering the needs that they are regulated in the European Union, they need the data regions, which means that they want to choose where their data are stored. In this case, they have chosen the European Union. They need the recording of the meetings, and they are also remote first company. So they decided to go to the Google Workspace Enterprise Plus, and together with us, we were able to get to the 3-year commitment with very interesting discounts. So this is interesting from the point of view that even the customers who are less than 300 seats might have the needs which are matching the Enterprise Plus Workspace edition.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's jump on the e-commerce customer. Jakub, your turn.
Okay, so this client, they were using G Suite Basic. They had roughly 800 users, and what they found during the COVID crisis is they need a real competitive product for video conferencing, but they did not really use the recording feature, which was available during the summer. They found they don't really have a need for that, and basically, to be honest, the price was the most interesting factor or the most deciding factor to find a deal that will work for them, mostly on the price terms, because other than that, they were quite okay with the G Suite Basic. So what we recommended for them and what we hope to arrange for them is a 3-year discounted deal for G Suite Business, because we were able to attach a discount to this deal, and they have a discounted price for 3 years, meaning they have a fixed price for 3 years. From the list price, they saved almost 300,000 euros, which I think is a very nice deal.
That's I would say a significant cost saving, which I would like to see in our company as well. So, okay, so let's go for the media customer, Jakub, Miro. Who will take this one?
I will leave to Jakub because that's his deal.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite customers, not only because of the size. This client, they were on G Suite Business. Almost 4,000 users, and obviously they needed to migrate to Google Workspace Enterprise to some kind of license. And also their IT is ever evolving. They have a lot of projects on their hand. They found they really have the need for the additional security layer. So we went into a real deep dive with them. We did a very thorough discovery of needs of individual user groups within that company, and we actually recommended a mix of Enterprise Standard and Enterprise Plus. The reason was mostly based on the security, so we secured the whole group of users that have access to sensitive data. Plus, we enabled them the archived user license, which is a type of license which can drastically reduce the cost, because it is usually comes at almost a third of the price of the standard license. So we help them optimize their spending and their usage. And in the end, they came out with a 3-year deal, because that's where you can secure the best price with Google usually.
Okay. I remember that there used to be a license called a former employee. Is it similar to the archive user? Is it the same one? Is it what is the purpose of that one?
Yeah, it's quite the same. To be honest, it's the purpose of this license is I have an employee who left the company, and we need to keep the data either for internal purposes or there is some legal requirement, or it could be just an employee who leaves for maternity leave, for example. But we don't want to delete all the data, but leaving it in a suspended state is not really the best option because then you pay the full price of the license. Google has archived user license for this, where you put that user into archived user, and they cannot obviously use the license because that's not the purpose of it. But you save a lot of the costs if you use this properly.
Okay, understand. That's great. So we mentioned many like generic security features, which are works like a magnet for the customers to get into the enterprise version. Can we name like top 3 or 4 security features out of the enterprise family, which actually help the customer choose the enterprise version?
So maybe I can start and you can add the others. So one of those is DLP, data leakage prevention, where you can actually define the sensitive content, and you can be sure that this content will either not be sent outside of your domain, being it sharing from the Google Drive or mailing outside of the Gmail, or you can get the notification to your data protection officer or whoever you choose, and everything in between, what you need as a company. Another one is S/MIME encryption, so the ability to actually send these encrypted emails, which is another very interesting one. We have already mentioned, I believe it was in the scenario A with the fintech company, the data regions functionality, which is ensuring for you that the data will be actually located in the area that is under your jurisdiction or regulation, how to call it. So for US customers, basically this is the US. For EU customers, this is the European Union.
Another and my favorite actually feature is context-aware access, which basically lets you define under which scenario, under what context can your users access, and again, what kind of data. So to make it understandable, for example, if I have a standard office, we are not really remote company. All data can be accessed from your office, from the IP of your office. Your users will be able, for example, to access their emails from their home, but they will not be able to access any kind of data if they are out of the country, unless you give them some exception. But that is basically to prevent, loss of the account, breaching of the account from some distant country through some, let's say, hacker breach.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, so Google will recognize where I am, physically, and in which location, what the device I use for the accessing the corporate Google or Workspace account, and what action, what application or data I want to work with, access, read, delete, update, make the changes, etc. And based on these 3 to 4 conditions, the Google will, according to the rules which I, as a customer, need to set upfront. According to these rules, the Google will actually let or allow or disallow user to do the action. So I can see, for example, I can say like if the employee is on a vacation on some computer within the hotel lobby, they can read Gmail, but they cannot access to they don't have access to Drive, to chat, to any other application. So I can just limit to this one, and vice versa. That's correct?
Precisely, yes. Google already takes a lot of action when securing your account. So if you do something out of ordinary, so you always connect from one device, from one IP, and then suddenly you try to connect from the second part of the world, it usually prompts you to verify your login again. But this is just an additional layer how to make sure that whoever is accessing your data is your user, and he's doing what you want him to do.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm sure it's super important for all the companies, especially this year when a lot more employees are actually working remotely. from anywhere or from home office or different locations, and they need to be sure that they're accessing their corporate data or company data within the right secure environment, and to be sort of blocked and protected from any kind of cyber attacks. Perfect. So let's jump.
Maybe if I may just to summarize these scenarios to
Go ahead.
I would say overlaying pattern. In these particular cases, we always recommend to understand the customer. What are the actual usage patterns? If you are the administrator, then to understand what are your typical user groups, what they are using and why. What are the plans of the company for the future? What are the competitive products you might be using in the areas which can be covered by the workspace editions? And also, but this is more to the topic to your partner or to the Google itself. What is the benchmark? What the customers of your size and in your industry are actually using and why, to get some inspiration.
Okay, great point. Thanks for the summary. So let's jump for the next one, which is about the change itself and timing. What kind of timeline we have. Jakub, can you comment on that?
Yeah, so as we said, if you don't take any action and you are on a flexible plan, Google will change your addition to Google Workspace between January 15th to end of March. To be able to secure a really use the discounts that Google has offered, you have to start the negotiations with either Google or a partner before that time, meaning before January 15th. If you are on a commitment, as we said, Google will honor the commitment. So we recommend all customers 3 months before the commitment ends to start the discussion, so you have enough time to weigh all the options and are not rushed into the decision. So if actually I could offer one recommendation. If you are on direct with Google, we usually recommend to go through a partner. Obviously, we are partners, but partners have some additional options. For example, enabling the archived user SKU, and that's where we can help. We can also secure usually a bit better deals than individual Google representatives here.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So are there any particular critical deadlines which I as a customer need to be aware of?
Not really above what I said, meaning if you are not on a committed plan and you want to get a discounted offer, are willing to go into commitment, basically start now. Reach out to either your Googler, your partner, or we are always here for you. Please try to do that before January the 15th, because that's only where we can avail these discounted offers. If not, if you don't take any action until end of March, you will be migrated to Google Workspace.
Okay, excellent, perfect. So the January 15 is like the key date which I should be aware of, and I should actually do the action before that, because then I can utilize all the options, including the committed discount and etc. Afterwards, I would be very limited in the options which I as a customer can have.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Let's jump for the next topic, which is required action. So what I as a customer need to do, we touched these topics and actions already in previous discussion. But let's say we have like two options. Do it yourself. I mean, I as a customer on my own can take action, or work with Revolgy. So let's start with the first one. Jakub, can you elaborate on that?
Basically, what I would recommend then, if you want to handle the whole migration by yourself, is to make the list of your business needs and technical needs of your communication collaboration stack and compare them with the individual feature sets of Google Workspace. Now, Google has, as you have seen, as we have presented here, they have a list of features for each individual Google Workspace business license. With Google Workspace Enterprise, it's a bit more difficult. It's also a bit more technical. So I would recommend either contacting Google or going through support articles to help understand the individual feature sets that are there. This will give you the Google Workspace plan. Then I would recommend doing the 3-year ROE calculation. Google, try contacting Google, see if they can offer you a committed deal in exchange for discounts. And that's where you do the negotiation. I know that especially for companies in the business family, it's not so easy. So there, it's a matter of waiting a bit longer for the offers. And for the enterprise families, there it's really going deep in the technical details and the security features. But it can be done. It's just I would recommend investing your time into that because it's a lot of information to take in a quite short time frame.
Yeah, I understand. Can be the amount of information can be really overwhelming. So what about working with us as Revolgy, as a premium partner of Google Cloud? What kind of benefits I will, as a customer, get out of it? Why should I do that?
So what we can do for our clients, or what we do for our clients, is first understanding of where they are now, basically, and how they feel about their current G Suite plan. If they are completely okay with their current G Suite plan, we usually go a bit more into detail in their future plans. Let's say in the next 1 to 2 years, see if it's still aligned with the same plan. And then based on that, we can find the closest possible plan for them in the Google Workspace environment and just understand, are they okay with committing for 3 years, or is that not an option? Because sometimes it cannot be that way. And then we help them discuss the pricing terms with Google to get to the better, best deal possible. But here we really go into detail, especially on the feature set, because that's where you get the value from your Google Workspace.
Okay. And what about working together with us towards Google?
Yeah, so as I said, after we arrive to a point where we understand what is the best type of license for the client, we usually have either we directly negotiate with Google, or we have a 3-sided conversation with Google. It's always dependent on what is the client's preference. And we help them find the best possible scenario. And Google has a variety of options. And as we said, all the partners have access, especially premium partners as Revolgy, they have access to quite a huge range of discounting offers, either for 1 year, 3 years. Each individual SKU has a bit different incentive, but there are a lot of things that can be done for the client to get a better deal than just standard list price.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And we are already 40 minutes online right now. We went through all the topics we wanted to discuss, and we're starting to receive questions from the audience. So let's go for the Q&A session, and let's start with the first one, which is getting back to the storage. What it means to the change between the unlimited storage and the pooling, quota. The unlimited quota and pooling quota for the Google storage. Jakub, can you take on it?
So again, let me describe that. Basically, the pooled storage means that if I take, let's say, Google Workspace Business Standard, which is 2 terabytes per user. So if I have 10 users, I will have, for my whole organization, I will have 20 terabytes. If any of my users can take a chunk of those 20 terabytes. So it's not like they have only 2 terabytes, they can really get 4 terabytes. And the rest of the users, they can take only 16, which are left. Obviously, there are still possible extensions. The Google Drive extension is a type of license. Or there is always the option, which can be actually more cost effective, to upgrade to a higher plan, which has bigger storage quota. Maybe also important thing to say is that the enterprise family also has let's call it on the paper, that there is 5 terabytes per user. But if you make a case for it, if you describe why you need more, your partner can ask Google to extend this quota and secure you more storage for your organization.
Okay, great. So if I understand correctly, so even if I have a certain level limitation of the storage, of the quota of the storage, I can still buy like a like storage add-on, like extend the capacity on top of the G Suite or the Workspace licenses, so that I don't have to upgrade to full unlimited like the enterprise, but I can stick with the business or even the essential SKU and just upgrade the storage quota. Is that correct?
Exactly. This was what we usually see with the G Suite Basic or Google Workspace Starter. There is a 30 gigabytes online per user. So that's where we usually see this extension the most. But you can do that even for Business Standard, Business Plus. But as I said, usually in companies of those sizes, unless they are like 10 users, we see it's more cost effective to actually upgrade the whole domain.
Okay, thanks. Another question which we are getting here is related to the recording of Google Meet. As we touched it as a popular feature from the customers these days. The question is about how and for how long the data is kept in the recording is kept in the storage, and if it counts within the quota or not.
That's a great question. Actually, yes, it's stored on your Google Drive. So it is basically just another file on your Google Drive, meaning it's stored indefinitely until you erase it. And it takes from your total storage pool. So it has to be taken into considerance that, and we actually recommend, we have some best practices for this, that you keep those a bit separate, so you can, if you really need 1-year-old recording of some meeting, because eventually this might add up in time. So just bear this in mind when you set up practices, where and how to store Meet recordings.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. The next one is quite interesting. There is a question regarding that the education version of the G Suite or Workspace is offering like partial licensing. So part of the users can use one kind of license, and different users can use a different version. Like teachers and professor and staff comparing to the students within the school. Is there a similar option for the business customers of Workspace?
Definitely. As I said, within one family, meaning either business or enterprise, you can mix the types of licenses that are within that family without any limitation. So as we said, for example, for bigger customers in the enterprise, those sensitive people who have access to sensitive data, we usually put them on the Enterprise Plus because it has the most security features. The rest of workers, the rest of users can be completely okay with the enterprise standard. It's always upon consideration, but there is zero limitants on that from Google side.
Okay, that's great opportunity for a lot of customers. Thank you for the answer. The next one I will ask, probably it's for you, Miro, because it goes to that on one of the slides we mentioning the cloud identity license. So how it differs from the rest of the Workspace licenses, SKUs, and how actually the customers, how we should use it as a customer within our licensing model.
Yeah, so thank you for the question. So cloud identity actually brings you the ability to use this Google Workspace identity for the ability to access your services, not basically the ones that are with this login by Google. So you can use your corporate identity based on the cloud identity to get into those applications. The rest of the services is not part of it. There is cloud identity free and cloud identity premium version. And Jakub, if I may ask you to explain the difference.
Okay, thank you. So actually, the premium cloud identity has many more security features. Again, that's usually where is the difference today. And one of also it's a matter of what type of integration can you use with it. For example, SAML 2.0, I think integration, and I'm not really technical here. Cloud identity is not my area of expertise, but I believe that's the biggest difference. So I hope.
And from what we will just elaborate on that answer. So from the workspace itself, can I actually access with cloud identity licensing? Can I access any kind of workspace features except the identity?
Well, yes, you can actually use it basically, for example, as a secured login to Drive. So somebody can give you access to individual files on Google Drive, and this identity works as a secure login for those files.
Okay, excellent. Anything else on top of it?
Oh, of course. Also, the MDM for the mobile device management, you can use that as an identity to have enhanced MD, or enhanced might not be the best word for it because that's a separate feature. Actually, that's the name of the feature. But you have you can take control of the device and use it for accessing corporate data.
Okay. So I can use it if I have a lot of mobile workers with the corporate device around, and so I can manage the device and give them the account to access the services and applications out of my like corporate pocket, not directly the workspace applications like Gmail, Drive, and etc.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So no other question for now. Let's see if one more will pop up from the audience. For that, I would definitely thank you all for watching us. We will be really appreciate if you will give us your feedback. Please use the QR code here. And the link will be also in the description of the video after recording. And if you would have any kind of other questions, or you would like to use us as your partner towards your transition to Google Workspace, please go to revolgy.com/contact, and there's all contact details to us, and we will be super happy to help you with your transition. Again, thank you for watching, and have a great day and great Christmas.
Thank you. Have a great holiday.
Thank you, guys.